Warning: the following live broadcast may contain loud, obnoxious, shrill, and alarming noises that might be considered disturbing, if not outright uncomfortable to listen to, especially if you are wearing headphones. I share my office space with an African gray parrot and two parakeets, and I have no control over their behavior while I am live streaming. Unlike my regular videos where I can have, where I I can have, I do have, sometimes I can't, have the opportunity to edit them out as best as I can. If you are sensitive to loud, surprising background noises, I recommend either not turning your volume up too loud or watching my edited pre-recorded videos instead. I only have like almost 600 of them to choose from. Viewer discretion is advised. Oh, there we are. Oh my goodness. So hello everyone. Hello. Welcome to another edition of the EgoWorks live stream. Live from the office, which I'm trying to keep the temperature at a reasonable level. We are currently in we're currently in a heat wave right now. Even though it is summer and technically, I don't know, I guess this is above and beyond a normal heat wave. So, and for those who've been following me for a while, you know my office can be quite the little hot box. The thing is built like a greenhouse. And in the summer and winters, I get the complete extremes of weathers in this office. So, but right now it's like we have it at a nice temperate climate, so we should be able to get through this live stream without sweating. Or at least sweating too much. But we still need to be hydrated. So. Oh my goodness. So let's see. So who's joining me in the chat today? Oh, hello, Nita. Nita is in the chat. Well, yes, thank you. Thank you. She misses my voice. So. And hello, Efrain. Hello, welcome. Oh, yes. And I see you, my beautiful eyeball people watching me from regions beyond. If you are joining me from Facebook, come on over to YouTube, join the sexy people in the chat. Keep Nita and Efrain company. Yes. And here is Efrain. Here is Efrain, keeping me on track, so yes, the intro, absolutely. So yes, so like I said, come on over, keep Nita and Efrain company in the chat, and while you're here, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you get notified whenever any of my shows go live. So hello everyone, because Efrain is ringing the bell. My name is Daphne Lage, and I'm a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York. I have been self-publishing comics since 1992, and you know what that means.
You really want to know my process?
Absolutely.
Usually starts with a holla and ends with a creamsicle.
And then if there's time in between, Thundercats. Ho!
And I am known for the furry fantasy adventure Tall Tales, which returns to Kickstarter later on this year. So keep an eye out for that, for the first trade paperback of the new story arc, Tears of the Mother. So for those of you who missed the last Tall Tales campaign, you will be able to catch up with the story later on this year. So like I said, keep an eye out for that. And I am known for my medieval fantasy drama, EGORAVEN, Heir of the First Unicorn, which closes Friday on Kickstarter. So it's in its last hours. So if you want to pick up your copy of EGORAVEN, Heir of the First Unicorn Volume 2, which collects issues 5 through 8 of this 15-issue series, head on over to Kickstarter. The link is in the chat and in the show notes. So yeah, you have until Friday. We're very close. We're very close to to hitting 7K. And maybe, maybe if we're lucky, a lot can happen by Friday. We can hit 8K and unlock at least one more chapter of the novelization for every backer who pledged to the campaign. So, but yeah, so head on over. You have until Friday to pledge before the campaign closes. I am not trying out the extended. I know that there's a thing on Kickstarter where you can now extend a campaign. I am not doing that. So if you want to pick up your copy of EGORAVEN now, if you want to pick up your copy of EGORAVEN, you have until Friday noon to do it. So I am also co-host with Nita Lanning on the Raging Through the Vlogs show every Monday and Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern. Although this Friday we will not have a show because we have Jose has a doctor's appointment and I'm going with him, and and of course for obvious reasons we're not going to have a show on Friday. So but usually it's every Monday and Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern on the Indie Comics Network. And in the meantime, you can read both my comics online, both Tall Tales and EGORAVEN. So you can check them out for free at my website at egoworks.com and Tall Tales, TAILS online.com. And you can check out all my videos on how I make my comics here on YouTube at my channel, Daphne Lage Art, where there is an archive of just about 600 videos and live streams and past draw streams of me making my comics, and whatever else might I just happen to have there. But there's a lot in the archive for you to check out. So. And yes, and also welcome everybody from Twitch as well. So Efrain is saying, come to Machu Picchu to see aliens. Oh, very nice. Not very. Oh, hello, Rue. Hello. Yes, Nita, I think it is. We'll get to seeing it in a minute, but so like I said, if anyone reads the intro in the thing, in the description below. So the big thing this week for me is that I finished issue 14. Well, pencil and inking issue 14 of EGORAVEN, Heir of the First Unicorn. For those of you who don't know, it is my 15-issue fantasy drama series. Like I said, it is on Kickstarter right now. Closes Friday. Links, show notes, chat. You know where it is, right? So this year, I have decided to make it a point that what I'm going to do is that I am going to be penciling out everything that I have pretty much pending when it comes to my comic book work. So in that particular sense, I am penciling out EGORAVEN all the way up to issue 15, because that's the series, right? And then I have 2 issues of Tall Tales to finish as well. So that's going to be issue 7 and 8 of Tears of the Mother. Like I said, the first trade paperback of that book is going to be released on Kickstarter later on this year. So I want to get everything that pretty much I'm owed, or that I owe. I owe it to myself. So I want to get everything laid out and penciled. So it's like it's it's kind of it kind of looks like that. Not exactly like really really tight pencils, because I don't need to do really tight pencils. I'm not Jim Lee. I don't need to do that. I do my own inking. I do my own coloring. So as long as I have enough of construction going on, I can pretty much ink it as is. There are some places where pretty much I have placeholder sketches, because later on I need to go back and I need to kind of like design the characters, extra characters, before I put them on the page. So instead of like kind of like getting stuck on a page and just like trying to figure out character designs as I'm drawing them, I just figure, okay, I'll just put a placeholder sketch in, and then when I finally get to that issue, I'll do all the characters I need to draw out, and then I'll fill them in when I need to. So that way I could just keep it moving. So the other day I finished issue 14, which means I have one issue to go to finish EGORAVEN, the comic book series, which is absolutely crazy for me. I mean, considering the amount of time that it took me to do this. I mean, this thing's only been rattling in my, it has only been rattling in my head. Oh, hey, HR, for the past, since 2000. And now it's like ever since 2021, I've been really been working in earnest on this series. So the idea of like finally being able to finish the penciling, the layouts and the penciling, because that's always the hardest for me. If you ever, it's like the whole comic book process, the most difficult part of the process is always starting, and it's always the layouts, then the pencils. But once I get past that, the rest of it's really easy for me. Like inking, I'm pretty much just tracing my own work. So, it goes pretty quickly ish, considering once I have everything, down. So the thought that, wow, I have one more issue left to finish the series. That just seems kind of crazy to me, right? Considering that I've been working on Tall Tales since 92. And even then, technically, that's just when we first published Tall Tales. 2 years before that, I was working on like the first, I was working on like the first, what is it? Iterations of Tall Tales. I think I did like 2 complete issues before we decided to scrap it and start from scratch. And my style had changed enough that we finally kind of got to a place where it was, okay, this is a better place to start. A friend is asking, what kind of pencil do you use? I like to use a 2B. I like a middle ground. I like a darker lead, but not too soft that it gets messy. So it's like I like to use when I do when I draw, traditionally, I use a 2B lead in a mechanical pencil, although I have switched over to the Prismacolor blue pencil and red pencil. I use those because I like the animation style look that it gives if I draw in blue pencil. Because also what I learned by switching over to blue pencil, let me see if I can just show you. So my little supplies here. Let me see. Oh, okay. Yeah, let me show you what I got. Because I used to draw everything in a 2B with a 2B lead, but then I switched. Oh my God, these pencils are so short. I switched over. Okay, this is a crime against humanity. So these are the pencils, the coal erase pencils that I use now, because what turned out was that I'm able to ink on top of this and then scan it in and get rid of the red pencil and then keep the integrity of my inking. If I had to erase, usually it takes off a layer of ink, or at least it affects the darkness of the inks. If I have to erase a regular pencil, like a 2B pencil. So I switched over to coal erase because I'm able to digitally remove the sketch, the under sketch from the inks, and then I can get really good inks without the eraser kind of wrecking it. And then the eraser that I like to use is like these kneaded erasers. These are like really good. It's like, it just depends, because this allows me to like kind of erase without damaging too much anything. if I needed to erase, like, because sometimes I have a heavy hand and I need to lighten up those pencils a bit. And at least that allows me to lighten up the pencils without wrecking anything. So, but yeah, so it's like, but these are all digital pencils that I just showed you on EGORAVEN. I've been penciling the book also on Clip Studio Paint. Take a shot every time I talk about that program. Because it just really, it just allows me to work really fast. Well, faster than I would traditionally. I think that if I was doing these pages traditionally, I wouldn't even be halfway. So the fact that I ended up using Clip Studio Paint and using the mechanical pencil tool in Clip Studio and kind of like imitating, imitating the way I sketch in digital, it really allowed me to get as far as I have. And yeah, and it's like, because what's the first rule they tell you, right? When you're coming into comics, right? Or at least the first thing that everybody tells you, what's the big advice, right? Don't do epics. Don't start with an epic. Which of course is usually the first rule that we all break, because we all have like this epic, right? That we all want to, like, tell we're all doing Lord of the Rings, right? Or a variation thereof. And the reason why, in the end, it's like, that's the advice that the old timers always give, is that because what happens is that more likely than not, if you're doing an epic, you're probably going to run out of steam before you even like get partway through. Right. So if you want to do comics as like a regular thing, really the best thing that you should do is do short stories. It's like, if you're doing like if you're doing like a printed book, do something that's like 4 issues. Even if it's just like, do a 4-issue story arc or something. I mean, you can, do your epic, but break it up into bite-sized bits, so that it's, so that you can like actually get through your epic without it feeling like it's taking forever, because you're breaking it up into story arcs, both for you and your readers. If you're doing like a webtoons, it's kind of like, do the same thing. Don't do the epic. It's going to take you 5 years, or something. It's like, really break it down, break your story down into smaller bite-sized pieces, so that, it's like, because you get the thrill of finishing a story arc. And honestly, it's like, that's sometimes the motivation that you need in order for you to continue, doing your epic. If that's what you're doing. Also, the thing is too, is that, say you're doing your story and all of a sudden you finish the story arc and you figure, it's like, what, I'm a little tired of this. I want to try something different. I want to do a different type of story. You can move on without feeling like you're kind of abandoning a story, because like, well, this story arc is finished. People can people can enjoy it. And then it's like, I can go experiment. And then if I feel like going back and doing another story arc in that same world, then you can do that. You can kind of like, it gives you a lot more flexibility. And when I decided to do EGORAVEN for serious, when I was putting it together to put out issue 1 on Kickstarter, the rule that I gave myself was that I do not want this to be another Tall Tales. And in that sense is that it's going to take me 20 years to do 20 issues. I mean, absolutely ridiculous. It's like, it's not sustainable. So I really had to come up with a plan as to like, okay, the story arc is 15 issues. Period. No matter what happens, it's 15 issues, right? And the thing is, though, the story did end up 15 issues. Now the thing is, though, it's like I didn't want to spend another 20 years doing 15 issues. So it's like, okay, how do I get through this story? And luckily, oh, hello, Abel, I see you from Twitch. Hello. And it's like, so I knew that I wanted it to be 15 issues. I had this vibe that it was 15 issues when I was working on the script. And once I finished the script, it's like that number 15 just kept, kept sticking out. This is 15 issues. This is 15 issues. And as I started working, and then when I really started working on the issues, the pages, it's like that only strengthened as I went along. In the 20 years that since 2000, which is not 20 years, since 2000, I had up to issue 7. Issue 7. Like penciled, like I had like 1 through 5 already pen and inked. Right. Which when I went to color it, I had to go back and clean it up and fix a couple of things, and then it's like 5, and then 6 and 7 I had laid out, but I didn't have them penciled. And then it's like, okay, I'm going to finally pencil these out, which I did. And then like issue 8 is the first completely digital issue of the series. And then like everything else is going to be completely digital too. Oh, hi, Cayenne. Hello. I see you. So it's like, so the goal is to really like keep the story short enough that I can finish it, because that's why the advice is always given out. Some people, it's like, so it's like if you're doing a web comic, if you're doing a traditional comic, there's a reason why we tell you don't start off with the big epic sweeping story that's going to take 80 or 100 issues. There's so many people who, when you ask them, it's like, so how many issues is your story? They say 70 issues, 80 issues, 140 issues, like nothing. Like they say it so nonchalantly. And it's like, all I can do is just look at them and go, you have no idea what you just put yourself into, did you? Because it's like, look, just to give you kind of like a base, kind of like a base of comparison, right? So these 15 issues, by the time I got to 2021 and released EGORAVEN issue 1, like I said, I already had 1 through 5 inked. 6 and 7 had to be penciled and inked at that point, right? So technically, when I put out that issue 1, I was already 7 issues ahead. So I wasn't starting from scratch. So I was able to put out those first 5 issues rather quickly, because they were already inked, they were already lettered. I had to re-letter them. Now, that was the old lettering. And I had to clean them up, and just color them, and I was able to put them out rather quickly. So it's like, so from 2021 to 2024, all 8 issues are now released. Right. So now I have the 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 7. Jesus Christ. I had to do that on the air. So now my secret. I count on my fingers. So now I have 7 issues to get out. So like I said, so several months ago, I just released issue 8. We're just finishing up the trade paperback for volume 2. So now the idea is to finish penciling this series, and no matter what happens, around September, probably the end of September, I have to start inking issue 9. I have to start inking it. I have to start coloring it. And then it's like, and at the same time, I'm going to be drawing Tall Tales issue 7. And the idea is that by December, I'm inking I'm inking that issue 7 while I'm finishing up issue 9 of EGORAVEN. So we're going to do one Tall Tales, one EGORAVEN, because what I want to do is that when 2025 rolls around, I want to start alternating between those books. So it's like we're going to do issue 9 of EGORAVEN, we're going to do issue 7 of Tall Tales, then issue 10 of EGORAVEN, then issue 8 of Tall Tales, then and then it's kind of like, and then after issue 8 of Tall Tales, then it's just going to be how many EGORAVEN issues can I put out and then get the trade out. So, so I'm hoping, to get them out, like I said, as quickly as, not as quickly as I can, but get everything ready for 2025, because 2026, December of 2026 is when that issue 15 comes out. So, where it took me 20 years to put out 20 issues of Tall Tales, the idea is that it only takes me 6 years, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 5 years. 5 years to put out 15 issues of EGORAVEN. So this is why they tell you not to start with an epic. So that's just 15. So 5 years. So okay, so going back to my original point, 5 years for 15 issues, and that's already with an 8-issue head start, right? And you have people saying how, oh yeah, their comic book series is 80 issues. 104 issues. I recently heard a person say that their series was 104 issues, right? And it's like Jesus Christ. It's like, if it's going to take me with a head start 5 years to put out 15 issues, I mean, it's going to take you 20 something years to put out 104 issues. Even then, it's like, I mean, I don't know. It's like, when people tell me their series is like that, it's like I can't help but think that it's like, you're not serious. Just as people who never make it past their issue 1 is not serious, or it's like they have a multiple issue series and you're lucky if they make it past issue 2 are not serious. People who say their series is 104 issues, I don't think they're serious either when they just announce that they're nonchalant like that. Because it's like, oh, you better have a team working on that shit. It's like, really, because it's like, like Jose, he has like thousands upon thousands of pages for Oswald, but he has a team of people working on it. He has several pencilers. He has several inkers. Does he have inkers? No, I don't think he has inkers. He has colorists. So it's like he has the artists and the colorists, and it's like, and they're all kind of like doing multiple books in tandem, and he has some other series as well where he has other people working on it. But even then, even when you have multiple people working and you have a team of people, it's still going to take a long time for you to put out that series. When you could be putting out smaller chunks in story arcs. So that's kind of like my goal. So that was my goal for this year, to finish penciling EGORAVEN. I have one more issue left to pencil, and it's just really, really trippy. And because of that, when I finished this last issue and I saw it to be concluded on that last page, I kind of got all in my feels about it. I thought that I wouldn't be feeling this way until the 15th issue, but no, I'm kind of like feeling a little, on edge. So that's why today on this live stream, I decided, it's like, you know what? I kind of need to like work on something completely different. It's like I have the Never Ending Tall Tales cover still that we've been working on for the past couple of live streams, where it's like just a cast of thousands on that cover. I have 2 more characters to do, and it's like I really don't want to look at it. It's like I said, I'm feeling kind of a way about everything, and I really need a palate cleanser. So I was cleaning my office, or I was looking for something. I don't remember which, could be either. And I ended up finding this cover that I had forgotten that I had. And I know for a fact I started this cover on a live stream like a long time ago. I don't know about how long. I'm sure it's in the archive, but I started this cover. I think it was just supposed to be a coloring demo or something, and I found it. And then yes, oh, is that Zakora? Right. Okay, yes. Yeah, so all I remember from this is that it was supposed to be based on about a year ago. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, that's been a while. I put it in the drawer and completely forgot about it. Um, and and it's like, yeah, and I figured, you know what? I think that this is a good time. It's like this is different enough that I could just work on it. We can just chill. I could kind of clear my head a bit, do something a little different that's not digital. Honestly, it's like I am kind of burnt out constantly, even though I'm staring at a screen now, of like just constantly working digitally. And it's like, and I really need to flex my fingers a bit. So we're going to be working on this. So let me take another swig because, again, we must stay hydrated in this office. I'm like a hydrangea or more like an I don't know, or something in this greenhouse. Okay, I'm going to actually put my water over here. So let's see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over. There we go. There we go. So yeah, it's like, so here it is. Right. So this is a sketch cover that I started, as Nita said, about a year ago. Yeah, and I figured we just finished it today. The thing is, I didn't get a chance to check. This was such a last minute thing because I didn't know. I mean, I'm lucky I even decided to do a draw stream. I was just I was cleaning my bathroom today. And I was just like, you know what, screw it. I don't feel like doing much of anything. Let me see how this is gonna work better. I think it's gonna work better like this. Because I have to move the mic. But I think it could pretty much stay the same way. Because this is the front of the microphone, so I got to make sure that I'm still here in front of the microphone. And okay, yeah. So I didn't get okay. So where's my baby basket of markers? So yeah. So for all remember my little baby basket. So yeah. So I bought this thing at Walt Disney World. This is a stroller basket, I guess, a stroller storage thing where you're supposed to strap it to the front of the stroller and you have all the baby shit in here. But I use it for markers. So I thought it was the perfect size. I could hang it out of the way. It was very nice. And it's just, it's just very nice. It just worked out. What they call it? It's like not off model. When you use a prescription, a stroller caddy, that's what it is. Thank you, Nita. So let's say off brand. I think it's off brand. No, off brand. No, when you're using a prescription in a way that it's not in the instructions, I know there's just a specific word for it. But so yeah, so we're using this not the way it was intended, but it works just the same. So I haven't checked because usually when I decide to do my marker stuff, I check the markers to see whether there's even still working. But you know what? It's like, look, we'll just kind of like run with it. I have my refills. I have everything going. Oh, let me just move okay. So that's why. Okay, so here we go. So yeah, we're gonna have to. So I don't know. I guess that looks fine. Oh, you see? Do you see my little string of acrylics here? So I made like all these little acrylic charms that I gave away in my Kickstarter packages, and I figured out a way to hang them so that I can see them all the time. And it's like this chain of acrylics. just so I can see them. But I think yeah, but I don't think it's too bad, right? With the microphone. I mean, you guys can still see me, so I mean, eventually it's like I would have to kind of like figure out a more, I don't know. You know what? I think considering the space in this office, there's only so much I can do in terms of setup. So, I mean, this is probably as good as it's gonna get, right? And it's like, look, a lot of streamers that everybody has their microphone, in their frame anyway. So, I mean, I don't know why I'm so concerned about. It's like, oh, the microphone is, the microphone is here. You know? So, okay, so I don't. Okay, so. All right. So the sound is okay, Nita? Okay, because all right, I want to make sure it's yeah, so I'm facing the front of it. So okay, so let's put the music on. We are doing the Happy Fantasy uh stream list on sound. I'm not sponsored, but every bit of sound is where I use my copyright-free music. I have an account with them. I pay for it with my own money. I'm not sponsored, but I always use them because in that way I can have music on without having to worry about YouTube or anybody flagging me. Oh, you can't play the music. It's like whatever. Okay, so let's see. So I don't remember much about this piece, just that I know that we based it on the Death Dealer piece from Frank Frazetta. So let me kind of find that piece so that I can look at it. Let me see. I mean, Jesus Christ, it's such an iconic painting. Okay, here we go. Death Dealer. Here it is. Here it is. Oh. Okay, let me put that here. Okay. So yeah, so I'm just putting it up on my screen. I know you guys can't see it. But just to kind of like, give me a little, I don't know, visual. So, okay, so I have the painting on my screen, right? Actually, let me see. Can I put this on, let me see. Can I put it on my screen so you guys can see what I'm doing? Let me see. Add source, image. Okay, okay. And let me see. Browse. Desktop. Here it is. Okay, let's see if this works. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so I'm just going to. Okay, so this is the image that I'm going to put it right here since since nothing's going on in that corner anyway. So that's the image that we're working with. Right now. So, okay, I'm going to leave that there. So at least everybody can kind of see, like, I mean, it's My Little Pony. Hold on. Let me just see if I could let me just move my screen around so that I can kind of see the chat. I've been thinking of getting a second monitor for my drawing table, for this space here. So at least I have something, but I don't know. I haven't really committed to the idea yet. I see people with the like the monitor, the multi monitor setup, and and it's like, and I would like to have something like that, but I don't know. It's like I'm just not feeling the amount of space it would take up. Oh, hey Melissa, hello. Yes, my Copic markers, which I'm hoping are not all dried up because I can't remember the last time I used them. Okay, so let's see. So let me see. And the worst part is that I have to kind of like try to remember what colors I used here. Because it's like, okay, did I just use grays here? Or well, you know what? Let's keep it simple, right? Let's just stick with the rocks here. So let's see. I probably should use a warm gray instead of browns. Let's see what we got here. So I got my little scrap. Oh, actually that kind of looks like the color there. So maybe that might be, oh, come on, ad blocker, don't block my screen. Where am I? Okay, there we go. Let's see. So that actually looks like the same color as her stripes. But okay, so we don't want to use that then, because I want there to be a contrast. Hold on, let me see if I can find the yellow that goes with her jewelry. Right? That looks like it. Let's see. So okay, so maybe that, let's see. Let's see. Looks like maybe warm, Melissa is saying looks like maybe warm grays and the BV family. Maybe. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, so I thought maybe I just use regular grays, but it's the W grays, the warm grays that I use for this. So, yeah, so we're going to stay away from those colors because I want the contrast. I'm going to want the contrast between the character but you know what? I'm going to like, you know, I'm going to like do the jewelry first. Let's see if I can, like I said, it's like just trying to remember. I mean, which is just as well, because I know I have to do some original bookmarks from the campaign. So I might as well just kind of like get into the marker groove of it. I mean, I swear to God, it's like, because it's like kind of like all or nothing here. It's like I'm either... There are just moments where it's like, you know what, I can't stand working digitally, and it's like so it's like, oh, give me all the markers, because I swear to God, the moment we end up in Japan, right, or I know we're going to Japan, I know that it's a trip that, you know, we're kind of, you know, going back and forth with in the near future, but I am bringing a suitcase just to fill that shit up with Copics, you know, because Copics are like $3 over there per like this is a cheap marker over there, right? So it's like, yeah, so I'm gonna be bringing back all the Copics. Like, just give me all the sets, you know. I'm you know, and like, you know, all the refills, and we're good. Just fill up that one bag and that's it, you know. Oh, okay, good. That's all right. Because the thing is like I was a little concerned that it might, like, because it was like almost a year ago since I did this piece, that it might look a little too much like, oh, like separate sections. But no, I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay. You know, yeah, because they are expensive, HR. They are. You know, it's like, you know, I really had to kind of alcohol. I really, the colorless blender is just alcohol in there, rubbing alcohol or marker alcohol. I think it's just about the same thing. You know, it's like, you know what, are these okay? So you know what? Let me look up. What Nita? What was the name of the character again? Hold on. Let me look at the Zecora. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna find some Zecora reference. Zecora. Let's see. What do we got here? Ah, there she is. Okay. All right. So so here. Okay. So we're gonna put her on the desktop, right? And we're gonna do the same thing here. Where's my? Okay. So we're gonna go to OBS, image. Okay, hold on. Do. Let's see. Ah, there she is. Okay, I just love the way it just pops up on the screen. You know, so okay, so there she is. So here are our two references that we're using. So we're using Death Dealer, and we're using Zecora. You still have dibs, Nita. You still have dibs. Let's see. Green background. Yeah, I think green would be nice because it's like, you know, the Death Dealer is all brown and stuff. And I don't think that's, I don't know. I'm not feeling that for this piece. I think that there needs to be more color. There needs to be that contrast, especially between the more monochrome character and the pink of the text. So yeah, definitely a green background. Her voodoo colors. Ooh, very nice. Oh, is that what she does? You know? So okay, so we're all right. So now that I can see her on the screen. Okay, so let's kind of okay, so let's do her hooves. Just because those are the darkest points on her. So we're just going to like oh, this is so nice. This is so nice. Just doing marker stuff. This is that very relaxing. You know, I mean, yeah, I've just been, I don't know. It's like, yeah, it's like sometimes I really do get digital fatigue, you know, and let's see. So let's, okay. You know, I mean, it's like, yeah, it's like, look, I understand why some artists would go completely digital. Cause like I said, God knows I would not have done as much work if it wasn't for Clip Studio Paint, you know, but really though, it's just, oh, there are just some days, like, I don't know, my fingers start itching, you know, and I have to I have to actually physically draw something. You know, oh, that's, you know what? Yeah, I was afraid that it was going to be a little too obvious that that the coloring was from different points, but no, I think I think we're definitely going to be okay. And I guess it's like whatever I did the last time, the markers are still pretty juicy. They're still juicy. So yeah, I think we're good. So let's see. Okay, that's good. That's good. Oh, sure. Look at that. Just by doing that, she's beginning to come together. You know. Let's see. So you know what? Let's kind of take a chance on those stripes. I'm pretty sure the darker stripes was the warm gray. I'm pretty sure. It looks it. It looks it. So you know, so this, let's see. So oh, that actually, let me start here. That hoof is a little damp. So okay. Let's see, because it doesn't look like I extended the dark area too far, so I want it to match what I did. So we're just going to keep it a little close like that. And then just mix in the others and see how. Let's see. Oh yeah, there we go. I mean, you know. I mean, also I think that because this was in a drawer, a drawer, a drawer. um, you know, it because like I said, this office pretty much destroys everything. I can't have original artwork hanging in this office. The UV, even if supposedly the 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 windows allegedly have a UV coating. I don't believe that for a minute. Well, I mean, technically it does because my books haven't faded as much as they did before when we had the older windows. Um, but yeah, it's like so. This was in a drawer, so the colors haven't faded, so everything kind of like looks exactly the way it's supposed to look. So I'm pretty happy with that. Because I was afraid that it was going to look too different, but nah, I think that it looks pretty much the same. So yeah. Oh my god, because I had this Rocket Raccoon piece that I had done for one of my previous Kickstarters, and I really liked it. So I just put it. I didn't hang it up. I just like put it on my shelf so that I could look at it. Within 6 months, not even. I mean, the colors are so faded. I had to take a picture of it just to warn everybody that. And you know, and the thing is that it reminded me of when Colleen Duran was talking about in one of her older newsletters how she doesn't use any like Copics or Prismacolors or any markers that are alcohol based, um, because of that. And she goes, you know, when you're doing actual archival artwork, you can't use that stuff because yeah, you put it in sunlight or you put it in an area that's a little too well lit, and it's going to fade the piece. And if especially if you paid a lot of money for these pieces, um yeah, you want them to last. But yeah, you're not they're not lasting if you're using alcohol markers. I mean, luckily, right? So you know who else uses Copics and Prismas and alcohol markers? Joe Linsner, right? From Cry for Dawn, or you know, it's like in all his Red Sonja paintings that you see. Like if you go to his Facebook page, all his Red Sonja pages, they're all markers. They're all like Copics and Prismacolors. And I asked him about that. It's like, yo, don't you have a problem with fading, especially with people buying them? And he goes, well, that he doesn't, because he stores all his stuff in a portfolio. He doesn't hang them up. He only, I guess it's like if he has anything out, they're all reproductions. So he doesn't have to worry about that. Um, so, okay, so now the light gray. Yeah, okay, so there we go. So that's okay. Now it's really coming together. You know, like I said, I was a little concerned, but so yeah, so he said that he stores his originals. He doesn't display them. Now I'm pretty sure the people who buy them, I would like to think that they take the precautions to protect the pieces if they are going to display them. You know, it's actually the reason why it's like, you know, when you see those kind of like nerd dens that these guys have and they're all in the basement, good for you, because honestly, if you're going to have if you're going to display original artwork, you really want to keep everything away from direct light, from direct sunlight, from direct UV. And a basement is kind of like the perfect place to do it. So well done, all you guys with your nerd basements, because you can actually display original artwork down there without having to worry too much about it. In my office, no way. It's the surface of the sun here. You I can't display my own artwork. Not originals. I can't display originals in this office at all. So, okay, so let's see. So, okay, so, all right, now, okay. Let's see. I really don't want to start with a dark gray right now. Probably what we'll do is let me put down, wow, no, because I think things I kind of need it. Okay, so let's start. Okay. Oh, that's no, that's okay. I just want to put the tiniest amount. Why does no? That looks a little too. That looks too dark. Or did I mix it up so much that it faded? Okay, you know what? Let's do this leg because it's supposed to be more in shadow anyway. So if it's a little too dark, you're not going to notice it because it's supposed to be like that anyway. So let's do that. So okay, so let me just put in just the tiniest amount, just tiny. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Let's mix that up. Yeah, I don't want it to get, because I'm pretty sure I just stuck with this kit. Because it's like I do have more Copics, so you can't see it now. It's my microphone. I do have a rack there, that has more Copics on it, but I don't recall going to that rack to get more grays. No, you know what? That looks about well. Okay, so it is a little dark, but in the right place though. Okay, I think all right. Yeah, I think we're okay. I think we're okay. As long as I put like just a drop of the darkest, like just like that. And the same thing here. Let's see. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. So, all right. So I guess for the rest of her, right? Because I can see right here. Because I'm trying to remember what I did a year ago. I'm trying to remember. Oh, I really like the way that little blush came out. We're gonna have to put that blush, on the rest of her. Let's see. So it looks like what I did was very, very, like I said, just the same thing I did here. Very tiny amount, and then kind of like spread the gray from there. So okay, so that's what I think we are. Is this the light? Oh, hold on. Let me just blend this out a little bit more. There we go. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna take the darkest gray, and I'm just gonna put a touch of it just where I think it should be. So it's like just a little bit because we don't want it to go too dark. So let's see. Oh, did she have another stripe I didn't ink in? That looks like a stripe I was supposed to ink in. Hold on. Where's my now that I have her on the screen, right? It's like, oh wait, there's something missing. So okay, so let's get our inks. Let's get my pen. Let's see, what do we got here? Okay, so there we go. Crisis of now it looks right. Okay, I'm going to avoid that area just to let it dry a bit. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, so let's go back to our little dots here. Okay. Like just enough. All right. Okay. So now I'm going to take these. Okay, yeah, I want to make sure they get blended really well. Okay, actually, I forgot a part. Let's put one here. Put one here. I think that's, yeah, I think it's. Okay. Okay, so let's do this. Yeah, but I mean, isn't it nice? It's like to just like, I don't know, like just be able to just like I like, what am I trying to say here? Just being able to go on camera and just do this, you know, there's, oh, what is it? It's like there was something stupid the other day, which means I'm gonna start talking about AI right now, because stupid and AI, go hand in hand. There was an article where a bunch of AI losers, they held their own gallery showing for their bullshit. Like they hired out a gallery and they did like printouts of their stupid shit, and they held themselves, a little party. It's like, oh, look at this garbage that I made. And it's like, I mean, it was just like so dumb. Like, how do you even, like, what do you even talk about? It's like, oh yeah, these are the keywords that I use. Oh, these are the prompts. Oh, what prompts did you use? I mean, I mean, Jesus Christ, it's like the word loser couldn't define them accurately enough. I mean, it was just like, holy shit. It's like, you guys want to be us so bad, you know? But you want to be an artist so bad that you'll do anything but practice artwork to do it. I mean, I mean, it's just, it's just like, it was just stupid, and, and then it's like, like how, like, do you guys do demonstrations? Oh, it's like, watch me put in prompts in this glorified Google search. I mean, it's like, how does that even work? Not that I care. Not that I care. But it's like, because just being able to like grab a couple of markers. And yes, HR, it's definitely crazy times and everything is spiraling. That's what it feels like. Like, I don't know. It's like there's just something about being able to grab a couple of markers and like just kind of like, well, and even what HR says, you get a ballpoint pen, right? You get a notebook, and you just start, I don't know, you just start doing this. And there's just something like, I don't know, like I don't know what kind of satisfaction they get out of creating 20,000 really shitty pieces in 30 seconds or however fuck long it takes while they're draining a lake, because that's how much energy it takes to run an AI. Like they said, the water usage is just like worse than NFTs. But just like, I don't know, like just, I don't know, just being able to like work with a tool, just and just like make something with it with your own hands. I mean, what the fuck does an AI do? Right? That these people felt they needed to like circle jerk over it. It's like, you guys did nothing. What you did nothing. Like, and it's just like, I don't know, it's just so dumb. I went a little thick on that ink line. Should have just, well, it is what it is. Let's see. Okay, so I think, yeah, because I don't want to go too much on. Like, I don't know. It's, and then it's like these assholes like ruined our ability to kind of like, I don't know, like actually learn that technology with actual intent and curiosity, but then again, at the same time, it's like, that's not what that technology, I mean, right? Oh, hey Joe. AI. It was a bunch of guys who put together a gallery showing of their own AI stuff. I refuse to call it artwork, and it's dumb because, like, okay, what do they talk about? Like, oh, what prompts did you use? It's not like when like we talk about artwork and what we do, or it's like even now where it's like, okay, I'm showing you the tools that I'm using, and I'm kind of showing you kind of how I'm using it, and and it's like, and that's information that it's like, oh, you use the Copics this way. It's like, oh, let me try that out later, type of thing. Like, it's information you can take with you and like, and incorporate that and try to incorporate that into your flow. It's kind of like, yeah, it's, watching techniques and talking about techniques, and I do this and I do that. It's like, oh, have you tried doing this? Have you tried? No, Jake hasn't showed up yet. So it's like, oh, it's like, oh yeah, it's like, HR likes to use ballpoint pens to sketch, and oh, those are really cool. And it's like, well, what about this? And it's like, and how different materials and different and different tools affect each other. And it's like, that's kind of like the things that we talk about and we take, and we take and we grow from that information. What are these AI guys talking about? It's like, oh yeah, I put in big titty anime girl, realistic painting, soft lighting, beautiful, in my prompts. It's like, what do you get? You get nothing out of that. There's no, what kind of community are you building with that, except that, oh yeah, we're just a bunch of like no talent hacks who will do everything to be an artist except learn how to do art. That's dumb. That's the dumb part, So, oh, well, look at that. Okay. So I'm just like looking at it on the screen. And even though the shit's right in front of me, there's something about looking at it in the screen that gives me, it's like, why is it that people who do AI doesn't understand the tools uses others works to create the images for their product? Because they don't care. They don't care. It's like, you know what? Honestly, that's why I refuse to argue with them, because by now it's like, look, we've been arguing this bullshit since 2021. You guys know what we're arguing. You guys know what the problem is. The fact that they're still saying, it's like, oh, well, what's wrong with AI? It's like, fuck you. I'm not talking to you anymore. It's like, you know what the problem is. There's nothing to explain. We've been explaining it since 2021. And in the end, it doesn't care, because it's like, because also they kind of get off on the idea too, that it's upsetting artists. Oh, you're just jealous. This, that, and the other thing is like, oh, it's like, die mad about it. It's like, no, fuck you. You die mad about it, because nobody is taking AI. In the end, nobody is, enough people is taking AI serious, not taking AI seriously enough. That's why they have to force it on us. That's why these come. If the technology was as revolutionary as they claim it is, they wouldn't have to force it on us. But every time they put AI on something, everyone's like, get this shit out of here. No meta AI. I don't want to ask meta AI shit. No, look, honestly, the only AI that I was seriously playing around with was a live translator on the Samsung phone, where I could literally translate my texts as I write them in real time. And I go, oh, this is going to be handy when I travel. It's like when I need to come up with phrases really, really quickly, and it's like, I could just ask exactly what I want to ask and the AI will translate for me. Right now, I'm not saying that it doesn't require you to learn a language, right? Because the thing is that I can kind of recognize French, Italian, Spanish, Portuguese. I can recognize that enough that when I see the translation, I'm kind of good that I'm getting what I'm asking, right? So, so it's like, now if it was Japanese, I wouldn't trust it because I can't tell. Although my sister, who is learning Japanese, I showed her the translator, right? And she was saying that, oh, this is pretty accurate, because she was able to read a lot of it. And she goes, oh yeah, it's pretty accurate, But it's like, it's not like I would use it like to translate comics or something, because again, you're talking about nuances in language that a computer is going to have a problem parsing no matter what, because it's like, it's not a person, So, so that's the only AI that I was like, okay, this is going to be handy, but like all this other stuff is like, nah, this is, it's neither artificial. It's like if it's artificial, it's not intelligent, and if it's intelligent, it's not artificial. You know, I still remember that video. So, you know, but like most of the time, nobody wants this shit. You know, it's like, yeah, well, actually, now the studios are suing these companies, the AI companies, like RIA, the record labels, Sony, Warner, and who was the third one? Sony, Warner, and Universal. They're now suing the AI companies, saying that it's all copyright infringement. Right. And I think the only reason they've turned around and finally decided to sue these companies is because they realized the technology is not what these companies were trying to sell them. Remember, everything they say, oh, AI is doing this and AI is doing that, they're faking. Like the whole Sora video that came out, it's like, oh, it's going to replace people in Hollywood. That's all fake. If the technology, and already like the trade commission, the Federal Trade Commission, which is also getting involved, they also have a lawsuit. They actually got these companies to admit that the technology is nowhere near what they say it is. They were just hoping to sell it, make their money, and run before everyone figured out the scam, right? But the thing is, though, is that they really underestimated the pushback they were going to get on this technology, you know, and the FTC even says, well, how much in the future, you know, it's like, is this technology going to do what you say it does in the future and in the near future? And they said, no, nowhere in the near future. We're going to be living on Mars, pretty much. You know, I mean, so that's why I kind of get really irritated. Oh, but in the future, it's like, no, fuck the future. In the future, we'll be on Mars. In the future, we're going to get swallowed up by the sun. What the fuck is the reality of it now? You know, the reality of it now is that the technology is fake. It's not what they say it is. It requires too much energy to run, and the technology, the graphics cards can't keep up with what this technology demands, you know? So now I think that's why all the studios are turning, yes, narc business shortcuts, yes, HR, you know? And that's why I think these companies are turning around and going, it's like, you know what? Now that we know what this is, now we're going to sue you into oblivion. You tried to sell us a bill of goods. We are now going to retaliate. You know, we're not going to teach you a lesson. You know, and I think that that's the only reason that the companies are now suing, because they're realizing what a scam it is. You know, and it's like, yeah, it is copyright infringement. You're infringing on our shit. So, you know, so yeah, so, you know, let them fight, you know. So let's see. So where are we here? So now that we have the base of the character done, which I'm very pleased with, let's do these rocks. But the thing is, though, is that, okay, so what do I have here? We have, okay, so let's do something a little, because I don't want to use any of the grays or warm browns. I mean, or the warm grays or the cold grays. So we're just going to go ahead and we are going to kind of like imitate that brown on the ground. You know, because like I said, we're not going to do that for the background because, like Nita says, it's going to be green, so we want to get that contrast. Joe D is saying the technology needs data sources that they don't have. There were no databases of copyrighted works there will no database of copyrighted work that will this technology to survive with buying the rights. You see the whole idea. Like, they could have easily have made this technology on copyright free artwork. We only have centuries of that shit, right? But that's not what they wanted. That's not what they wanted. They wanted to imitate contemporary styles than right now, you know? And they were hoping that they could just steal all that artwork. And yes, it's all stolen because nobody consented to train their AI models with that shit. And they stole all that, and they were just hoping that, oh, these guys, yeah, the little artists can't go, against multi-million-dollar companies. They're not going to fight us. They can't fight us. Well, no, we just have to hold the line long enough for the big companies to come in. That's what happened. The little guys held the line until the big billionaire, multi-billion-dollar conglomerates decided that, I think, hey, you know what? We were being scammed. Now it's time for us to jump in. So yeah, because these same companies were saying that's like, oh, if we had to pay copyrights on all the work, we'd be out of business. And it's like, yeah, that's the point. If you can't build your business without stealing, you shouldn't be in business. Do better. It's like, make better technology that you don't have to do that. But hey, we just got to see what's next. What's going on next, right? So okay, so we're just going to just kind of, I don't want to I don't know. I don't want to copy it directly, because obviously it goes from darker. So it's probably we should go darker and then lighter. So probably I should fill these in a little bit more. Let's see. And then it's like once we get over here, then we'll just do the little bits like that. Right. And then it's we'll just kind of because we kind of want to make that fade that's in the picture. Except where it's supposed to be dark. Just going to fill that in. No, that's stupid. That's stupid, Joe. I mean, he says, I'm so glad that people stop seeing what I do in Dad's studio the same as AI art. No, it is absolutely not the same. I mean, you're using 3D models. That's a completely different thing. It's you have to go through the effort of posing everything and animating it. It's not that the machine is doing it for you. I mean, you still have to create the models. I mean, that's just people being stupid. It's when they try to claim that, oh, using Clip Studio Paint is the same thing. And it's really, did the worms smooth out your brain that much? That you're trying to make it sound as if all digital art is the same thing. Well, I mean, and they were also trying to compare that, oh, inspiration is the same thing. And no, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. Because actual inspiration goes through my filter of experiences. So, so that's going to affect the output of whatever inspiration. It's look, I mean, you see the two pieces. You see this next to the source materials, the two things that I'm technically getting inspiration from, right? The final result does not look like either of these things. It's I mean, it's the inspiration is filtered through my experiences, through my and through my skill or lack thereof, to get the end result that in the end is my artwork. You know, I mean, it's like, this is my style. I mean, it's done in my style. It's not on model to either one of these things. It doesn't look like Frazetta. It doesn't look like the My Little Pony model, you know? But you know, but again, they're just being stupid. They're just being difficult. They're trying to just create an aha moment, a gotcha moment. And it's like, you know, yeah. It's like, you know, just like kind of like, okay, bro. You know, it's like whatever, you know. Yeah, but yeah. You know, but it's like, yeah, I really don't understand like what real satisfaction they get out of it. Well, they don't really. That's why they're so uptight. That's why they're so, you know, they're so pressed about it, you know? Because the thing is that what they really want is that they don't, it's not the experience they want. It's not the satisfaction of figuring out a technique or something, or getting a piece to look um a certain way, you know, and you needed to learn how to do so. It's like, that's not what they want. What it is that they want the accolades of being an artist without being an artist. And the thing is that what makes them angry is that they're not getting that. People are not falling for it. It's like, oh, you're not an artist. It's like, give me a break, you know? And then it's like, you know, and then the worst ones are the artists who are using AI, and they're not, you know, they're not telling anybody, but you can tell from their artwork that they're, you know, that they're using AI. And then it's like they want to just shit out a piece in 5 minutes and then still charge you $450 for it, you know? And it's like, and then you look at their portfolio and you can see that there's a very suspicious jump in the quality of their work. And it's like, come on. You know, it's like, you know, how to, you know, like how to destroy your reputation in 30 seconds, you know? If AI is so good, how come they don't want to admit that they use it? You know, because everybody knows. Yeah, but you know. Yeah, we truly are living in a hellscape. But whatever, right? So what else did I do? Oh yeah, so the other day I also finished putting together my campaign for my House of Bob sketchbooks. For those of you who don't know and who miss the House of Bob live stream, you know, because distance really does make the heart grow fonder, because I kind of miss it too. I am going to be, the campaign that comes after EGORAVEN is going to be House of Bob, and it's 2 perfect bound sketchbooks that I'm putting out of my spicy furry stuff. And yeah, so it's like I finally finished the campaign. All I'm waiting for is for EGORAVEN to complete, you know, to close on Friday. And then I'm going to get the campaign. I'm going to get it approved. Hopefully it'll get approved quickly. And then I could finally put out the pre-launch page for it. So yeah, so that's I'm looking forward to that. I think the books came out really, really well. Um, Actually, let me just finish this and I'll show you guys the. I don't know if I showed them uh before. I'm pretty sure I did. Um, but I'll show it to you in a minute. So yeah, so also that campaign, if you always wanted to get kind of like a personal commission from me, that's going to be the campaign to do it. I have several levels for different types of custom commissions. So yeah, and they are going to be unlimited. So they're not limited. So you don't have to worry about, it's like, oh, am I going to run out of slots? It's like, no, whatever gets ordered on that campaign is what those are the commissions I'm going to make. So let's see, I'm going to darken these up a bit. So let's see. Let's see. Oh, this one I'm going to need to refill it soon. When a marker starts squeaking like that, it's because it's running out of ink. But I think most of us knew that already. Luckily, I didn't need so much of it for the body. Let me try to blend it in a little bit better this way with this. Much better, much better. Okay, let me see. So I think we can brighten this up a little bit. Let me get some yellow. Oh, but much better, much better. Let's see. Let me see. Oh, Rue says. Oh, okay. Rue says I've committed. Oh, let's see. Hi. Okay, Fern. Okay, Fern. Okay, Fern. Am I pronouncing? I keep wanting to say it the old way. I know I'm saying it wrong. Okay, Fern. Jesus Christ, I'm so sad. Okay, is that an image of Molly Hatchet? It is it might. I think Molly Hatchet was another Frank Frazetta painting. I think that one was of a Viking charging. So this is Death Dealer. But yeah, it's like Frazetta did so many of those album covers. Let's see. Ruse says, I've had commissioned an artist that were advertising their commission list, which was very cheap. £50 for line art. At first, I didn't see anything wrong with the work in progress they sent. Then I noticed the backwards foot and the expressions were not what I asked for. I realized it was AI generated sketches they were making. Oh, Kyfern. Okay, good. That's. But you see, but at least you were able to catch it in the sketch phase. Yeah, it's like there was an artist recently who started like kind of like replaced her own artwork with AI. And I'm not mentioning any names, but the guilty party knows who they are. Um and what happened is that yeah, she kind of got busted. Like it's like the commissioner said, it's like, oh, this is AI, I'm not paying for it, you know. But you see, but the thing is that the people that usually, like, I end up hearing these stories, like at least you were able to catch it in the sketch phase, right? Because you asked for sketches, right? So at least you were able to catch it there, and then it's like, oh, you're trying to scam me, and then, you know, moved on, right? So I hope, you know, like, you didn't pay anything, or and if you did, you got your money back, right? But like these other people, they just paid for the piece and they didn't see it until they got the final piece. And then when we saw the pieces, we were like, oh, that shit's AI, bruh. Like, it was so obviously AI. And it's like, how did you let it go this far? You know, how did you not catch it in the sketch phase? Oh, because I didn't ask for sketches. It's like, how are you paying this much money for commissions and not asking for sketches? You know, I mean, that was the thing that I think surprised me the most, is that how many people are not doing that, you know, that it's like it's like, especially nowadays when you know that there are these AI cretins, you know, scamming people, right? And it's like, but there are people who are just like, oh yeah, they're just hiring commissions blind. And then they're wondering, it's like, oh, but this is AI. It's like, you know, I mean, it's like, look, as an artist, I can't work without showing sketches, because I want to make sure that I am doing the piece you're asking for. You know, like, why am I going to waste my time going all the way to final just to find it's like, well, yeah, it's nice, but this is not the piece I asked for. You know, I mean, it's like, I'm not going to waste my time with that. So it's like, so as a commissioner, like, every piece that I've ever bought, I've asked for sketches. I've seen sketches. They showed me sketches, and I've made changes from sketches. Because that's also the thing too, is that because you got to know they can make changes, you know? So, you know, because if you ask for changes and they say, oh, I can't do that, it's like, why? That's stupid. Why can't you make changes? Of course you can make changes. You're the one doing the piece, right? And then, you know? But you know, but yeah, but there be people like commissioning pieces and never asking for sketches. And then wondering why it's like, and then like when they get the final piece, it's like, is this AI? It's like, yes, bro, it's AI, which you would have caught if if you asked for sketches. You know, I mean, it's just like, that was the thing that was kind of like surprising me the most. Like how trusting are you? You know? Like, yeah, that's just way too trusting. Yeah. And yeah, and these, yeah, HR, you're right. These people have no shame and no guilt. They only get mad because they got busted. Not because let me see. This I need to refill this. What is this? W4. Where's my W4 refill? Ah, here it is. Right. So okay, now you're gonna see me like completely wreck this this marker. You know, so let's see. Rue says, I didn't notice the messed up hands and feet because I was viewing the picture on my phone and only realized after halfway into the commission. Oh, but I mean, I hope you still, I mean, did you get your money back? Because it's like, I would have been like, nah, there's something wrong here. You know? Yeah. So yeah. So I'm gonna completely. So I'm gonna fill up my my marker here. Just okay. Because I really want to use this color, but okay, I'm just gonna put in just enough to kind of like so I can just finish the piece. So yeah, I completely manhandled these. I completely manhandled these markers. Let me see. Let me try it the other way. Because I know that there's a couple of ways that people fill up their markers. I guess depending on how quickly you need to use it. So let's see. I think this should be enough. Because all I want to do is just, you know, just finish those rocks. Let's see. There we go. Okay, that's. I think that should do it. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I mean, it still takes a bit for the ink to kind of like get into the nib, but I think yeah, I'm pretty much getting what I want. I should have left that blank, but you know. Let's see, because because it's like I'm trying to imitate the that rock fade out that's in the painting. Oh. Oh, the thing is though, if they didn't give you the like the facial expression that you wanted, were they able to change that? You know, or did you have to kind of like take the piece as is? Let me see. So let me put a little bit more yellow. Actually, no. Let me me smooth these out a little bit more. Oh, there we go. I mean, I think I don't know. I think we're kind of getting there, right? I think we're kind of getting there. Let me brighten up those rocks a little bit more. I know that they put a little, maybe. Oh, you know, I know it has more of like orange, but I want to brighten it up. So let's see. So we'll just put a little. Yeah, I think that's working, right? I mean, it's like, you know, I think we kind of get the gist of those rocks, right? Mm. Yeah, so the green background is going to be a little tricky because it's like, okay, like how much Rue says I should have, but I didn't want the hassle. Oh well. Yeah, I know, I get that. I get that. You know, it's like, oh, because already like they have you feeling like shit for busting them, right? And then it's like, you know, it's yes. I mean, yeah, I hope you didn't spend that much money on it, you know. You know, so again, it's like I have it right in front of me, but I'm looking at it on the screen so I can kind of get a better sense of it. You know, yeah. So now it's like so now for the background, it's going to be a little tricky because it's like, you know, we want to imitate that background, but in greens instead of yellow, instead of like those, you know. Yeah, well, I am going to go in with some acrylic paint, you know, to kind of like, you know, give it a little, you know, to shush it up a bit. But yeah, you're right though. It's like at least with a colored pencil, I can get like some like texture, actual texture on it. Um, I guess depending on how like, you know, like how far I want to take the piece. So, you know, so now it's like I'm just like mentally mapping out where the greens are going to be. So I think that this is where we should, let me see. So let's get our coal erase pencil. Let's get our red pencil. Right? All right. So okay. So, you know, so we want to like map out the green, right? Now I'm kind of wondering. It's like, should I still go for this like fire thing here, or should we just, you know, or should we just like, I don't know, make it something else? So okay, so here we're gonna have this shape, right? We're gonna have that dark shape that's kind of here, right? Right. So it's like, or maybe, maybe we could do like kind of like it's still green, but it looks like a fire, but it's still in the kind of like the pattern of the fire, but everything is green. So we're going to kind of like map that out here, right? All right. And let's see. And then it's like we have, I guess, like what would be, I guess, like the smoke, right? So that maybe it would start around here. Kind of like bring that here, right? And then it's like, then you would have probably all of this would be kind of like that smoky color, right? Right. And then it's like here, right? Because in the center, right, you have that yellow, right? So, I mean, what's funny is that we could probably keep this yellow shape that's here, right? Oh, it'd be funny. So like, instead of having like a bird here, because you have that bird shape here, right? So let's just put that in here for, right? Instead of having a bird there, maybe we could do something like, I don't know, one of the Pegasus ponies up here, just a silhouette, here or something. I mean, it's like, do the My Little Ponies have a bird? All right. Do they have like some kind of bird or something? Right. And then it's like, so here we're going to have, the yellow, right? And then this is going to be whatever shape we're going to put in. And like, here's another one, right? And then, so I think, okay, we still have some time left. So I think that after, what we could do is put in that yellow middle part here, because yellow goes with green. So we're working, so we're still working within that palette. And I think that it would help pop the character out more. So, okay, so let's see. So let's go backwards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the lightest yellow I have, right? And let me see. I think, so I think I'm going to put that down here too. So so we're going to, you know what? Let me do that here too. We're just going to, usually I would do this part with my Prismacolors, but I just can't be bothered. Let me see. Oh, Rue says they did change the facial expressions and the feet and hands, which I pointed out, but it still looked off. Well, yeah, because it's like if they're using AI, they can't really change it. So they were probably like either cutting and pasting, and it's never going to be the right position. But yeah, because like I said, it's like usually for this part, I use my Prismacolors, but I just can't be bothered right now. At least we can map it out, and then it's like, probably I'll go back in with the Prismacolors, because I like the nib on the Prismas better for this type of background work. But hey, you know what we could do is we could put like the base colors, and then I can go back in with Prismas to blend it all together. So okay, so that's going to be our yellow. So that's going to be our yellow, right? That yellow part, right? So now let's see. So here's a pale green, which I think would work for kind of this area here. So let's put this down. What? Oh yeah, that using alcohol, right? Yeah. You know, that would, yeah, that makes some interesting stuff too. Yeah, you see, it's like there's all like these little techniques that we could just use just because it's like, oh, we feel like it, you know? While these AI idiots can only, you know, do what the computer has available. And even then, it's like those guys wouldn't even know to ask for that type of stuff. You know, that's why it's like, you know, they don't know what any of these artists what these words mean, you know? Yeah, right. Okay, so let's continue with this green over here. You know, at least this way we can kind of like see how the colors are working together. You know, it's really funny is I never like I collected My Little Ponies when I was younger, you know, the OGs, you know, the generation one ones, you know, but I really didn't have that much an affinity for them. I mean, I guess it's like it was just like I liked them because they were ponies, but you know, it's like yeah, and I watched the cartoon, but you know, yeah, I didn't really like. They're not my favorite thing, to tell you the truth. It's like they that's why it's like when the new cartoon came out, it's like everyone is like going like nutty over it. And it's like I just couldn't get into it. Like it's just like, no, that's not. But you see, I didn't even have to watch it. It's like I just like had no I was like rather like it's like, look, I could take it or leave it. Like I had like no like emotional anything to it. So I just like never got into it. Let's see. And then it's like let's take a darker green. So we're just gonna work our way up to the different greens. So let's see. So for this one, okay, so we're going to okay, so I'm gonna do this. Okay, so we're gonna go here. because like when I did the first variant cover for EGORAVEN, which is a spoof on, it was a spoof of a My Little Pony. I actually hired a My Little Pony artist. It's like she did work. I wonder if she worked. Did she work on this one? No, she didn't work on this one. But like, yeah, it's like she worked on My Little Pony. So I hired her to do a My Little Pony parody EGORAVEN cover. And, I did it because I thought it was funny. I thought the concept was funny. Not because I was a fan of My Little Pony. I just thought it would be funny to have a My Little Pony EGORAVEN. And it's one of my favorite covers. I mean, I have it hanging on the wall behind me here. It's just cut off by the it's the camera doesn't pick it up. But but in and of itself, it's like I wasn't that into it. I mean, it's like, which is just funny. I don't know. Like I can, it's like I think I could draw them pretty well, but as like a franchise and a fandom, it's like it really doesn't interest me. And the ironic thing about it is that for a while at conventions, I made money making pony sketches. Like like you had a choice of you can get your self portrait done as a minion or as a pony. And this was at like the height of bronies. So so I was busy. I would be busy at conventions. And they were funny. It's like the sketches were really funny. They were fun to make. So it's like, it was just really funny. It's like I can say that probably like it was kind of like equal as to like how, like whether I did minions or ponies. I mean, I'm pretty sure if I were to go back to conventions regularly, I could go back to, it's like, oh, do your portrait as a minion or as a pony, and I would still be just as busy. Then, like I don't think the fandoms for either have died down that much that it's like, it's especially, that, uh they're still putting out minion movies. Okay, so we got that. All right, so that base. Okay, so now we're going to do that really dark shape that's over here. So, well, it's not that dark. It's just like a darker green. So we're just going to, like I said, I'm going to go in with my Prismacolors, and I'm going to like really like blend these colors out. Because like I said, the nibs that they have is a lot better for that. And because like they're all alcohol markers, the colors should blend without an issue. Yeah. So let's see. So actually, probably this color should be darker. You know what? Like I'm gonna go over it with this dark one, because it's like if you look at the painting, it's like it stands out, and it's not doing that on this. So we're just gonna do that. We're gonna fill that in. Okay, so I think maybe with this fire, because we're not going to make it fire. It's not going to really, it's not going to fit in with this. Let's make it kind of like a reflection of this somehow. So I'm just going to like, so let's do that. Okay, so let's bring that yellow here. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bring this minty color back down. We're going to bring that here. Yeah, I think that this is okay. I mean, that background is in its ugly phase now. Yeah, HR says, I avoid sticky markers as much as I can. They aren't good for the health. No, I remember back in high school, we used to use something called design markers. I forgot who made them. And they were alcohol markers, and holy crap, you could just get high just taking the cap off. Like, you didn't even need to have it near you. Like, you could tell when somebody, like, everybody used these markers in school. And oh my God, the smell of them was just like, yeah, they were like heavy alcohol markers. And yeah, it was, yeah, yeah, you would get a headache. Yeah, these, they don't smell. Like, honestly, it's like I can't remember the last time I used a marker that was like going, oh my God. It's like, you gotta air this out. So as you can see, I'm gonna be using, like I said, we're in the ugly phase of that background now. So we mapped out our colors based on the painting. It's not going to be accurate. That's not the point, right? But what I want to do is I want to tone down the pencils that I use. So the thing is, though, is that technically, because the markers are on top of it, it might not lighten as well. Or maybe it's like, oh, kind of. Oh, okay. No, it's kind of. Right. So the thing about using a kneaded eraser is that, you can kind of like smush it. Right. And it's not, going to like tear up your paper. But because the marker is on top of the pencils, it's not going to completely erase. But that's not what I want anyway. I just want to like lighten it a lot more. Because once I put the other layers of marker on it, it should be okay. Right. So, so then, like, like this is a little too dark, but because of the ink, it's not going to fade out as much as I want, but it's fine. It's fine because it's going to get like I said, it's going to get these lines are mostly going to disappear once I put the color on them. The rest of the layers. Let me just No, but the thing is though, it's like I do like the way it looks. Oh, this is coming out nice. I do like the way it looks with the sketch, with the sketch, with the pencil sketches underneath it. I do like the look of that, so that's why I don't completely get rid of it. Like once I ink it, like I said, I'll use the kneaded eraser to tone them down a bit, but honestly, it's like I like to leave in as much. I like to leave in the lines. Like I said, it just gives it a little bit more personality. Like it makes it. I don't know. There's something about seeing the construction lines. It kind of like gives it more of an original art quality to it. But I mean, yeah. Okay, so I think that for now, I think okay. Well, at least we got the base colors. At least the character is done. So we got the base colors of the background, and yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy with how this is coming out so far. Not bad for a piece that I started a year ago, right? Not bad. Let me just turn off the music here. But yeah, it's like let's see, where's my stuff? Here it is. Okay, so hold on, let me just adjust my stuff here. But yeah, not bad for a piece that I started a year ago. We finally finish it, right? So yeah, and then it's like, we're gonna do the background, right? Finish up that background, then go in with some acrylic paint, some white acrylics, and like I said, shush it up a bit, and yeah, there's not really that much to go, and because of that, I might as well just finish it, right? But yeah, I'm very pleased with how it's coming out. I'm very pleased. So okay, so let's see. So let's take. Okay, so this, we could take that out. Yes, we want to remove that, and we want to remove that. We don't need that. Okay, we don't need that anymore. Okay, hold on. And shut that off. It's funny because I took the music off the stream, but I was still hearing it because it still runs in the background. So it's just that you guys can't hear it anymore. So okay, so but yeah, so let me see. So here we go. So let me give you guys more of a close-up. A close-up, you jerk, a close-up. Yeah, so yeah, so that's what's like. I you know what? I think that came out a lot better than I expected. I really like the way that came out. I'm really feeling this. You know what? I am very happy. I decided to work on this piece. I'm liking the way this is coming out. But yeah, it doesn't have that much to go. It's just figuring out that background. But yeah, I'm liking it. I am really liking it. Sometimes I surprise myself. Really, sometimes I do. So so that's what it's looking like. But yeah, it's like yeah. So let me just switch back here. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, my thing is all the way. Gosh, how did I have this? I'm all discombobulated here. What the heck happened? Oh, my camera. I have to center my camera. Okay, there we go. There we go. Oh, okay. All right. That's what's going on. All right, there we go. Oh my goodness. So that I'm very, very pleased with myself, if I do say so. I really do like the way this piece came out. I mean, I wasn't expecting much of it, but it's like, oh my goodness. It's like, hey, that really did. I was very happy that I was able to match the markers. Like I said, it's like it was in a drawer all this time. So it wasn't affected by the office. So the colors are still good. They didn't fade. The original colors didn't fade. So, everything matched. So I'm very happy with it. And yeah, and I hope that you guys enjoyed watching me work on this piece too. So yes, that's where was I? Where was I? Where am I? Where am I? Okay, here we go. All right, so there we go. The screen's back to normal. Oh my goodness. But yeah, so I just want to thank everybody in the chat for joining me today. I want to thank HR and Joe D and Rue and who else? Melissa dropped in. Thank you so much. Okai Fern is yes. I don't know why I still feel like I'm saying it right. I know it's Okai Fern. You know, okay, Fern, thank you so much. I mean, it's like everyone from Twitch who came by, you know, Nita, of course. You know, thank you so much, everybody, for keeping me company in the chat while I worked. I mean, you know, in the end, it's like, you know, it's kind of nice. You know, it's kind of nice doing these streams. Like I said, it's kind of like being at a convention without the crowds and without the setup, without you know, it's like with that, and we're all able to talk to each other without feeling like, you know, we're competing for attention, you know, or it's like, you know, it's like, oh, you got to block the table because someone wants to look at the books and, you know, that type of thing. It's a very, you know, a lot more relaxed, you know, so oh, that's a little too low. Let's not go too crazy there. You know, so yeah, so thank you so much, everybody, for keeping me company. Thank you so much to my beautiful eyeball people for also keeping me company. Even though you guys weren't in the chat, I knew you were there all along. So I hope you guys got whatever work that you were doing. I hope you guys got your work done as well, because in the end, sometimes it's like you just need to listen to somebody, you know, working in the background, kind of like give you that motivation. You know, it's like, oh, we're all working here, kind of like a cubicle, you know. You know, so it's like, yeah, so it's like I hope you got your work done. And yeah, and everybody else who's watching, you know, it's like, you know, if you're using this in the background to kind of motivate you to do artwork or whatever it is that you're doing, thank you so much for joining me today. So and in the future. So oh my goodness. So that was fun. That was fun. I had fun. So so if you had to, oh, hold on. I missed that. Oh, it poof and poof. Okay. I gotta change these social media sites because I don't really use Twitter anymore and I don't use Instagram anymore. So I gotta change those out for like Blue Sky and Substack. Yeah. So if you are following, so I do have a Substack account. And you can sign up to that on my website. And I had just recently put up a new article featuring chapter 2 of my fanfic and chapter 2 of EGORAVEN, the novelization. I am serializing both those stories on my Substack. So if you want to check out what my prose writing is like, and you know, you want to read a fanfic that I wrote back in 2000, back in 2000. Actually, I think I wrote it in like 97, 98. Right. And then it's like I put it on my website. I finished it in about at about 2000, you know. So yeah, so I have that fanfic up. And like I said, you could also check out the novelization of EGORAVEN, Heir of the First Unicorn. I'm doing a prose version of it, so pretty much that everybody can enjoy it. It's chock full of expanded and brand new scenes. And yeah, so if you want to check that out, sign up to my Substack. It's free, and yeah, and you'll get everything delivered to your inbox. So you can read it at your leisure. So yes, I just gotta change the icons here to reflect that. So but if you want to head over, if you want to learn more about me and my art and the rest of my artwork and my campaigns, you can head on over to my main portfolio site at egoworks.com, EGOWORKS, where you can find links to all of my galleries and social media sites, but I mostly post to Facebook. If you're interested in seeing sketches and current work in progress, and once I finish this piece, that will also get posted to Facebook. So if you want to see the finished sketch cover, sign up for Facebook. Go to my Facebook page and friend. You don't need to send me a friend request. You can just go ahead and follow the page. All my posts on Facebook are what do they call it? Not friends only, but it's just open to everybody. So there are no secret posts that you're not seeing if I don't friend you. You can just go ahead and follow, and you will see all my posts. And so when I finish this piece, that will also go on the Facebook page as well. So also remember that you can find me here on YouTube at my channel at Daphne Lage, Lage Art. So make sure that you like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you get notified whenever any of my live streams, my draw streams, go live. And I'm also simulcast through the Indie Comics Network. So make sure that you subscribe to them as well. And you can get notifications for all the other shows that are also on the Indie Comics Network as well, hosted by Nita Lanning, the hostess with the mostest on the Indie Comics Network. But yeah, it's like and let's see. Oh, in the meantime, right? Remember that. What am I doing? Right. So remember that EGORAVEN, Heir of the First Unicorn, it's in his last hours on Kickstarter. This is for EGORAVEN Volume 2 of this 15-issue series. It collects issues 5 through 8. If you missed Volume 1, that is also on this campaign as well. So you can pick up all the books that you missed from the previous EGORAVEN campaign. You can pick it up along with some exclusives that are only available until this campaign closes on Friday. The exclusives, they're only going to be made to order for the campaign. So if you want to pick up some of the exclusive covers or the exclusive postcard sets and sticker sets, head on over to the campaign. Link is in the chat and in the show notes. Like I said, it closes on Friday. So thank you so much to everybody who has pledged. And if you haven't pledged, maybe you'd like to read it for free. And if you want to do that, you can head on over to EagleWorks again, and you can read EGORAVEN for free at my website. It uploads every day, Monday through Friday. But if you prefer your fantasy to be more of a furry Lord of the Rings adventure, you can follow the link over to Tall Tales. That's TAILSonline.com. And not only can you read the first 20 issues of Tall Tales for free, but you can catch up on the latest story arc, Tears of the Mother, which is also currently uploading Monday through Friday and will be released as its first trade paperback, collecting issues 1 through 4 of this 8-issue limited series later this year. So make sure you sign up to get notified when that campaign goes live. So thank you everybody again for joining me and keeping me company. I hope you got a lot of work done, just like I got a lot of work done. Thank you so much. And like I said, I never have a quippy answer, a quippy ending for this show, but all I can say is that be better today than you were yesterday, and definitely be better tomorrow than you were today. Thank you so much everybody for joining me, and I will see you next time.
You are all weirdos. Ugh.